What's good, Chaotic Nation? It is your boy Chaos here, coach of the Detroit Red Wings, and we are bringing you our first team builder for the PDL Season 5. This is going to be for our matchup versus Image Tortuga and the Herkimer Drednaws, Week 1 of the PDL. And as I said in the podcast, this is probably one of the most interesting weeks we have in the entirety of the season. I feel like we have a lot of really good matchups here. But Biden in particular is really cool because Jimmy's like a really good friend and it's really hard to battle him, but we'll see what happens here. If you guys missed the team builder, by the way, it went out last week. The draft analysis, rather. It went out last week. Go check that out. You'll know why I have my full team. And you'll get to not be surprised as to what we're bringing. Speaking of what we're bringing, you can already see our first member of the team. This is my boy, Oven. And it is a G-Max Colossal. It's one of the ones I've caught in my adventures, and it had 5 IVs, so I just bulked it up a little bit. But his breakdown is he's 31 IVs in every stat, 252 HP, 252 attack, and 4 defense. I'll let myself know if I want to put that on the screen. If you guys want to see some of these things, just let me know. In general, this is like the first time of me doing this way, so if you need to see some of the things, let me know. I can put them on the screen and such, so on and so forth, going on from there. But he's got Rock Slide, Heat Crash, Substitute, and Spikes as his moves. And Colossal is very cool. It's my G-Max Pokemon, if you missed it. So I have a few different breakdowns of Colossal when it's G-Max and not G-Max. I have my little handy note. I like to write the notes down, by the way, so like all my notes are here with regard to what I need to bring. So G-Max Colossal, it does work against G-Max Lapras. It beats G-Max. It beats Duraludon, Conkeldurr. If we have Stealth Rocks or Spikes on the field, it also beats Mew with Stealth Rocks or Spikes. So it's really going to be a powerful offensive mon. I have Substitute on it just in case I want to be, just in case I don't get it paired off with the other mon that I'm bringing to help it out right off the bat. Also, I have Spikes as a utility setup thing. So if for chance we start out and I have a really good set right off the bat, I might just throw some Spikes down. It also gives me the defensive prowess. If G-Max Colossal fails, I have a defensive Spike spreader too on the backside. The main purpose of G-Max Colossal is honestly just to G-Max and sweep. This is a Steam Engine Colossal, so it is going to be boosted by being hit by a water or fire move. Luckily, we have the way to do that. It's also holding weakness policy. This is very similar to a lot of the G-Max Colossal sets you'll see out there. It's part of the reason why Colossal's on the team in general. Just a really good mon. Also, I think it's for G-Max is pretty cool. I'm really glad to use it. But regardless, it can 2-hit KO without G-Max, without the boost. G-Max Colossal, 2-hit KOs Duraludon. It beats Indeedee. It beats Centiskorch. It beats Blossom and Stealth Rocks or Spikes on the field. It beats the Rotom Fran with Stealth Rocks. It can beat Lipard, and it can beat Unpheasant with Stealth Rocks. So it can beat the majority of the team. Honestly, this is such a good bring this week. It was hard for me not to use it, and honestly, it was the first thing I threw onto the team. Some of the notable things that I wrote down is Lipard does have Prankster. That's something we need to look at. And then Blossom could be a Sun setter. It could be trying to play off of my setting the Sun. So that is something that we could see. I don't look to see if the Blossom comes. I don't expect it to be on the team, but it could be. Jimmy can run some tech like that, and we'll see what happens with that. But that is our G-Max Colossal, who's going to be anchoring the team. Next up, we have Cushion, the Pinnock Churchin. I think that's how you're supposed to say it. Very interesting bring this week. It's kind of an anti-bring for the team. I can break down its stats. You probably don't want to know what its stats are, but it's 36 in HP, 52 EVs in attack, 252 in defense, 120 in special attack, 16 in special defense, and 24 in speed. I really messed up with breeding this thing. I know I'm missing a few EVs around. I'll get those fixed by the time the battle starts, but Pincurchin was a weird case and I didn't want to have to reset all my work, so it's very interesting. Moveset is on the screen: Rising Voltage, Spikes, Acupressure, and Protect. Again, having Entry Hazard is my big way to win this battle. I'm gonna lead off with Stealth Rocks, which you'll see later what mon I'm bringing with Stealth Rocks. That's gonna be my primary setup because if I can get chip damage on the switch in with the Lapras, it's gonna make that Lapras a lot easier to kill. And that's kind of the point. It's kind of just chip down some of the things. It helps out with the Mew a lot. I don't expect the Mew to come out right off the bat. I expect it to be in the back. And if it does come off right the bat, it's going to be a U-turn variant. So that's just something I just need to know with my set. This is more of a, I want to set fun terrain stuff. I don't really think Jimmy has a Sleep Mon, but besides the Blossom, it's a way to stop that. Honestly, it's an anti-psychic surge mon, so Jimmy does have that male Indeedee. So that's kind of what it's here for. I don't want to let the psychic surge just run rampant, so I can switch into cushion to get rid of that with my electric surge. I have electric seed on this mon as well, so it's going to boost its defense stat when it gets that hit. Trying to see what other attacks it's running. That is pretty much it for Pincurchin. It's a hazard setter and it's an anti-psychic surge mon. Those are the main brings for it this week. I was really thinking that Indeedee looked nice for the team. It's just a powerful offensive mon, and it pairs really well with that Mew with the psychic terrain. So that could be a tech he brings, and I don't really want to have to deal with that. So this is my way to get around that. Also, it's slower than the Indeedee too. So if he comes in and tries to set up Trick Room or something like that, because I know the male variant does have Trick Room. We can just bring in our electric surge Pincurchin that's slower, and we can just rising voltage spam the crap out of people. That's part of the reason why rising voltage is the only attacking move that this thing has. It's really the only thing it needs. There's not a lot I want to throw onto it. I want some damage output. Spikes are there for hazards. Acupressure, nice to boost stats, so we can spread a little bit of that boosting around. And I have Protect, obviously, for just for tech purposes. Sometimes you might want to use Protect on your mon, so that's kind of why Protect's on the play field. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting mon. Pincurchin is meant to help deal with Lapras. It's a good matchup versus Conkeldurr and Indeedee. It can take on Mimikyu. It's an option for Mew. Really, it just kind of spikes in Mew's face. That's kind of the point. It can beat the Centiskorch. It takes on the Blossom. It can take on the Rotom Fan. Those two are a little bit weird of matchups. It's kind of a trade-off. It's a 1v1, one-on-one trade-off. So it's not really advised, but it can happen. It can beat the Liepard, and it also can shut down the Unpheasant. So a lot of really nice tech. Jimmy has a lot of flying types in the back. And so Electric is a nice little bring here. And I thought Pincurchin made the right choice. I was really between this and bringing my Rillaboom, and I realized I didn't mark it. So, yeah, I was between this and Rillaboom, but I thought the Pincurchin had a better matchup, more of a defensive mon, and also gave me that utility in the spikes and stuff. Next up, we have Luna Lovegood, our Lunatone here, rocking that Stealth Rocks, Psychic, Power Gem, and Ally Switch. So Lunatone is our designated lead here. It has Stealth Rocks. I also am running Mental Herb. I really am predicting that Liepard to be a lead, to be an anti-lead. On Jimmy's side, trying to use Taunt to shut me down. So if that is the case, he can Taunt. I'm going to not be affected by it, and basically I still get Stealth Rocks up. So this guarantees that Stealth Rocks gets on the field. Part of the reason why I think Unpheasant might come this week is because it might be Defog, and he might see that I have some stacks that I can throw into him. Might have some rocks I want to set up and things. So that might be a way to get rid of the rocks on my side, on his side of the field. He could also, I don't think he has a Rapid Spin Mon, but I will check that later for more information. But yeah, Stealth Rock's basically there to set up. Ally Switch is there. It's going to pair with a really cool Mon. It's got a really interesting lead pair that I wanted to try out, and I thought it worked really well. So that's what we got here. Psychic and Power Gem, obviously stab coverage. And Lunatone's really not fighting anything. It beats the Conkeldurr. I really think there's a good chance that it's a Conk Liepard lead. So that could be a case. I also could see just going into the Lapras Duraludon right off the bat too. But we'll talk about leads and stuff later on. But I feel like it's a good lead. It counters most of the things. It's kind of just sitting there for a bit. And most of the time, Ally Switch is going to be just there to help out keeping our ally alive. And making Jimmy think about the redirection, where I'm going to be putting that Mon, what I'm going to be doing with it. And sometimes I might attack, sometimes I might just switch. So it's going to be a good mind game to play early on with Jimmy. Lunatone really doesn't do much on the offensive side of things. He really pairs well with one of my things in the back, which are my leads. It's a hazard setter. And it's going to be a way to keep Jimmy on his toes with the ally switch. But honestly, it's just a cool Pokemon. It outspeeds a few things that it can beat, like aka the Conch. I think I calc the speed to beat it. Speaking of its stats, I didn't go through that. This is zero IV attack on Lunatone. I know knockoff. I know not knockoff. Foul play is a big move that could be brought from that Lipard. We want to take as little damage from that as we can. But we're rocking 28 EVs in attack, 160 in defense, 252 in special attack, 4 in special defense, and 60 in speed. The 60 in speed gives us that speed calc to beat some of the things that we have to look at and just deal with. So next up on to the team is Shades, our Crook Dial. This was one of the ones from Alola. Since it has knockoff, I wanted to have knockoff. Knockoff is so good versus this Mew. I needed to have knockoff this week. Also, we have Skitter Smack to deal with the Mew after the knockoff. But this is an Assault Vest variant. Crocodile, I wanted it to be defensive as well as offensive. I actually built it more defensively. It has 4 HP, 4 EVs in HP, 252 EVs in defense, and 252 in speed. Jolly Nature boosting that speed over the special attack, and it has Moxie, and that's going to be what we're using. It's going to be it's a lead pair with Lunatone, so I can spam EQ on whatever's coming in. It's going to do a lot of damage to things, and if I can start knocking out things right from the get-go, this is going to make Crocodile a very big threat coming in to some of the later things in the game. And if I can set up Crook, I honestly might just not have to switch out if we get it played right. So I don't know if Jimmy's expecting this. I really don't think he is. But this Crocodile is going to be a fun little use on the team that's going to be doing a lot of damage. Skitter Smack is there. It can lower the special attack of whatever it hits. It's really nice to do that. If as long as we hit with the move. So it's a way for me to deal with a special variant of it's a way for me to help deal with some of the special attackers on his team, as well as a special variant of Mew. So that'll be a lot of fun for there. Knockoff, it's primarily going to be here for a knockoff item removal. Mew is really annoying with items. We want to see what Mew has. It gives us a little bit of attack into what the Mew is going to be bringing. I kind of see the Mew as a lead. And I'm pretty sure the Mew does outspeed me if it's max speed. However, if it's not max speed, if he didn't calc it max speed with the speed boosting nature, we should outspeed it. So we will get to see exactly what Mew is when it comes out into the battle. I'm more expecting a offensive variant just to help out with a more defensive kind of style of team. I would expect the U-turn at the beginning though, so we'll see. But honestly, you can keep U-turning all at once. We should be able to tank a physical hit from that. That's kind of why I built more physically defensive. Because we should be able to take a U-turn and not have to worry about it. And I can just keep spamming EQ at that point. So that's kind of what it's there for. Item removal with knockoff. It's designated lead with Lunatone with knockoff or EQ spam. So I can just... Lunatone has levitate, so I can just spam EQ and... body both opponents on the other side while I let Lunatone do some defensive and supportive stuff. So I think it's a really good pairing, and I'm glad to use it. Crocodile is going to be able to beat Lapras. It's a really good counter for Lapras. Honestly, it's got Brick Break. It's faster than Lapras, so if he tries to use G-Max Resonance, I can... because Crocodile might switch in and out. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. But if I can bring it in on the Lapras after Resonance is set up, I can Brick Break and break the Resonance. So that'll be a good way for me to counter that. Lapras is really annoying and really bulky as it is. We don't need it to set up in its face. We don't need it to set up with basically Light Screen and Reflect at the same time. It beats Duraludon, sort of. It depends on what the teammate is. Honestly, Duraludon can cause a little bit of a pain, but knockoff EQ is a good general strat for that. It beats Mew with Layer of Spikes, I think. I don't know what No SE is. I'll remember what it is. But it beats the Mew, which is primarily the reason why it's brought. Mew is a big issue for the team, so that's a thing. It's also going to help out with that Mimikyu. Mimikyu is a weird Pokemon because it does have that disguise ability, so I'm just thinking if we have the capability of having Crocodile, Lunatone, and the Mimikyu as a lead, we can knock off, get rid of the item, break the thing, and then also just pound through it with Lunatone as well. It can take on Indeedee, sort of. It's a really weird matchup. It's kind of a trade-off. It beats Scorch with Stealth Rocks on the field. It can beat the Goodra and the Blossom, but those are really weird matchups. The Goodra is really annoying, and that's going to be something I need to look at. I expect a more defensive variant, but Skitter Smack is kind of there for that too, to shut down the Goodra. Is a way to shut down, as I said, special attackers, so that's a way to shut down that Goodra. That's going to be annoying if it just left unhinged. It also can help deal with the Liepard and the Unpheasant a little bit. It's not the best matchup for those two, but it can help out. Brick Break, obviously, nice coverage move for the Dark type on the team, but EQ spam is kind of going to be my bread and butter here with the team. I think the game's telling me to keep moving on, so we're going to go over to Alchemy just in a second. Actually, I have one more thing to talk about Shades. Moxie is going to let him just set up and sweep, so I didn't build into attack because I'm going to use Moxie to boost my attack stat as we go. I'm already sitting at 270. That's at 100, so probably about half that. So I'm sitting pretty high with attack stat, and if I get a boost or two, I'm pretty much just going to wreck shop. The only thing is, like, once Lunatone goes, we don't really have the ability to Earthquake spam unless I'm going to use Protect, which is why Pincurchin has Protect on it. It's a good secondary backup here to the Crocodile. So that's kind of why it's also being brought in that spot. Alright, now we can move on to Shortcake, our Strawberry Alchemy. This is a very interesting Pokemon, built more defensively this week. As I said, that Liepard's really annoying with Prankster, so I have Aromatherapy in order to shut down its statuses that it might send. Thunder Wave is very common. I know Jimmy loves to run Thunder Wave on Liepard, so that's why it's there. Helping Hand for more power and Decorate. If I happen to lose something to hit that G-Max Colossal, I can always just jump in, decorate it, and body everything. Colossal does have Rock Slide, so it can hit spread moves, so once it's done G-Maxing, it could still put the offensive pressure on the field. So honestly, it's just get Colossal in, smack, and win. Alchemy beats Unpheasant with Stealth Rocks, which is fun. Really cool. It can take on... It's a weird matchup for Lapras, but it's really helpful if I have Colossal. I can Helping Hand or Decorate the Colossal. So that is a good way to deal with it. Most likely, it's going to be G-Max v G-Max, and I'll probably want to Helping Hand to move first. It can beat the Conch with no Guts. Guts on Conkeldurr is really weird and annoying, and I kind of expect to see it, so we'll see what happens with it. It can sort of take on the Mew, depends on what kind of variant it is. Mimikyu, it's a good counter for that with Dazzling Gleam. We really don't have a good way to deal with the Mimikyu here, but hey, that's what it is. It's a good, solid check for Goodra. Goodra's really annoying again. I expect to see Assault Vest, which is going to make this really annoying. Sort of why I have a mass amount of setup, so we can just deal with that Goodra in the back. I don't expect it to be a lead, but it's definitely could be in the back. The Blossom's really weird, so I don't expect it to come, but it's a weird matchup. It can beat the Rotom Fan, and it also is a great anti for Liepard. It has the ability Aroma Veil, and if you guys don't know what Aroma Veil does, it ignores things like Attract, Encore, Heal Block, Taunt, Torment. So it's going to shut down, if Liepard wants to use Taunt over and over again, that's a way we can get rid of it there. And so it's a counter for Liepard. I don't really expect to have to do that. Like, Liepard might switch out first turn, and that might be a thing. I do expect it to be a lead, but it also could be something brought in the back. It also could be the Mon that switches out right first turn, and so that is a way to do it. It does have Fake Out support, so that is something to note too. And we'll see how it wants to deal with that. But yeah, the Liepard is something I'm going to have to think about. I might switch the lead if Liepard's the lead, but we will see. I'm pretty sure I got my designated lead there, and it's going to stick together. Yeah, Decorate, really helpful to build up things. As I said, if I want to, I could switch straight out into Shortcake off the get-go, use Decorate on this on the Crocodile to get it started, and then just body things. So that could be a strategy to use as well, but we'll see what happens when I get into the match. I'll definitely think about that. I haven't gone over the EVs yet, so the EVs for this thing, it's 116 in HP, 58 in attack, 56 in attack, sorry, 36 in defense, 24 in special attack, 252 in special defense, and 16 in speed. We got a little bit there. It's like Pink Urchin. It got messed up a little bit, so I'm gonna have to deal with that just being weird. I don't think the calcs with these two, the mons that got the right calcs, that we're set. We're set with those. The mons that kind of got screwed up a little bit, I'm okay with, because hey, it's the first week. I can redeem myself later on if I need to rebuild this. I can. But honestly, I'm not really too bothered by having a few stats wrong here and there. But yeah, this is a good supportive mon. That's what it's built for this week. Dazzling Gleam is just going to be annoying to spam. So that's kind of the point here. And Helping Hand with that Colossal is going to be a massive power output that we can use. I'm hoping to use this to help power through the Gudra. That is kind of the play. It's basically just set up your teammate and keep going. Also, it gives me the ability to basically get a weakness policy on any mon I want right off the bat. So if that's something I need to do, I can do that. And it's really helpful for Colossal in the fact that if I decorate after it's already weakness policy up, it's going to be at +4. And nothing's going to live that. So if we can keep that Colossal alive, that'll be a great strat. Speaking of keeping that Colossal alive, we have our last and final mon. We have Mermaid Man. And so Mermaid Man's a weird set this week. Again, it's when I had to trade in from Alola because of Psych Up, which is really annoying, but it works. It also has the egg move, Life Dew on it too. And this is primarily just a supportive mon. It's built max HP, max special defense. It has 0 IVs in attack for a specific purpose, as well as it is a modest nature, so it lowers its attack stat, so it's got the least attack it can possibly have, no investment whatsoever. It's also calc 252 in HP, 244 in special defense, and 8 in speed, just to give it a little bit of a niche there. And then Aqua Jet and Moonblast are going to be my play. So this is going to, you guys probably already figured out. I'm sure everybody knew as soon as I traded for Primarina why I traded for it. Well, part of the reason why I traded for it. One, it's honestly just a really good mon, and I'm really glad to have it. But I have Aqua Jet, so I can smash in that Colossal, hit myself. We're doing about 20% depending on the roll. Colossal gets Steam Engine, putting it at +6. It also gets +2 with weakness policy on both attack and special attack, and then it just wrecks shop. That's kind of the point. That's kind of the point. So yep, that's why it's here. It's good tech in the side too. It's gonna have Life Dew, so I can keep healing. I can use the 3 turns of G-Max Colossal to just body and bash into my opponents. If it's Lapras, I really want it to be Lapras and Duraludon, because I can use a fire into the... I'm going to be faster than Lapras, so I can use the G-Max Flare into the Duraludon, and then we can kind of stall the Lapras, making either you let me have Sun, or you keep spamming. You let me have Sun up, and you might try Resonance to get rid of the Sun, or you might just let me go and go ham with it. So honestly, this is going to sit here and just do some work. Also, Mermaid Man has Psych Up for the ability that if I feel like it, I can Psych Up my boosted Colossal that's +2 attack, +2 special attack, +6 speed, and then I have that now on my Primarina. So basically, I'm setting up my Colossal to reset up my Primarina. It's a lot of setup this week. That's where we're going, but this is a very fun and interesting set, and I'm really excited to see it. It actually has Torrent this week. I'm not running Liquid Voice. I thought Torrent would be nice just in case I'm at, like... In case I'm really, like, we're really defensive, so the likelihood of us having low health, below 33% is kind of there. Also, I can heal up with Life Dew, so I'm kind of using that. But I have Aqua Jet, and so, like, if something's trying to take me out, I can priority hit it with an Aqua Jet and take it out really quickly. Boosted with water moves. I didn't see a reason to bring Liquid Voice this week. I don't have any sound moves, so that's not the strategy there. But yeah, powerful move, and then Moonblast is on the backside just to do some nice damage. Honestly, it's just honestly there for the stab move. It does have a 30% lowered special attack stats, so it might be something I throw in to deal with that Lapras, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, Primarina is primarily a pair with the Colossal. It's not meant to really take on things, but it can beat the Duraludon as long as there's Stealth Rocks and Spikes on the field, and/or Spikes on the field. Moonblast is very powerful. As I said, it's very offensive. It's a very offensive Pokemon, and if I Psych Up, I really don't even have to worry about the Duraludon first turn. I can just kind of psych up and then body it next turn. So, yeah, we have ways to deal with that. It can beat the Conkeldurr as long as it's not Guts. It deals with the Mew. It has to be at +2. If it's at +2, I don't have an issue. I can just Moonblast, the Mew's dead. If it's not +2, it's going to be a little bit more difficult. It can take on the Indeedee. It doesn't really want to, but it can take on the DD. It beats the Goodra without Assault Vest. That's primarily the reason why Primarina was brought this week. You might thought it was for the Colossal strat, but it's actually really specifically for this Goodra. I really want to get the Psych Up off. If I see Goodra in the back, I really want to throw Psych Up off of that Colossal to try and get just a body through that Goodra. And if I still have Alchemy, if Colossal goes down and I still have Alchemy, I can always just switch into Alchemy and then do the same thing and then decorate the Primarina. So I have ways to get around the Psych Up strategy. And then we have Bell, the Blossom that we can sort of deal with. Not really well, but we can. If I'm boosted, that's no problem, but we kind of can tank a little bit of its hits. It beats Rotom Fan at +2. It can beat Liepard. It can beat Unpheasant at +2. It also kind of 1v1s Unpheasant sort of well. It's a trade-off, so it's cool. But the big strategy here, is to deal with is to set up that Colossal. It's also got a fun tech. This is really good. I think what I've seen in the past, that red card Mimikyu is a way to deal with Gigantamax, and Jimmy has that strategy. So what he could be trying to do is, let's say it's Colossal and Primarina versus Gmax Lapras and Duraludon. We knock out one of his other Pokemon. He switches in the Mimikyu. His plan might be to set up that Mimikyu. But if he has red card, what I can do is I can Aqua Jet into it with the Primarina. Shut down the red card, shut down the Disguise, and then we get to switch out to something else, and then the Colossal's still in, the red card's busted, or maybe it's an eject button. I don't remember. It's one of the two. Pretty sure it's a red card though that switches you out to a random opponent, teammate. But yeah, we can just shut down that strategy right off the bat. And I know Primarina is a great support for Colossal, but Colossal can kind of hold its own. I'm pretty sure we just 1v1 a Lapras as long as Gmax Resonance isn't up. So that's something we got to keep in mind. Something we got to try to play around here. Part of the reason why Pincurchin's in the back too, just in case I need to deal with that Lapras. Something we can deal with, as well as there's some Hypnosis. Like Lapras doesn't learn Hypnosis, so does Blossom, gets like Sleep Powder and stuff. If Jimmy tries to put me asleep, I can always just get rid of that. So that's part of my tech too. But yeah, that's the team. I hope you guys have enjoyed the team builder. I know I talked for a bit. I'm going to try to keep these a little bit shorter next time. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If there's anything else you want to see on the screen while we're doing this video, let me know. But this is the team. I'm hoping you guys are excited like I am to see the first match. It is going to be up tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern, because I am going to do the team builders for this series on Sundays at 5, and then the match will be Mondays at 5 Eastern. Make sure you guys check that out. I appreciate you guys' support, and go give me some luck as we take on the Herkimer Drednaws. But as for me, thank you guys for watching today. That's going to be it. So I hope you enjoyed the team builder. I'll try to keep it shorter, as I said, in the future. But as for now, that's all I've got. So see you tomorrow for the match. So until then, my name is Chaos, and I'm signing off. Stay safe, and as always,